Hello everyone and welcome to the latest video in the series that goes hand in hand with my Twitch stream save, which is Stockport County. We've finally made it to the Premier League. Finally. And as you can see, got some new sponsors. Hit the new heady heights, you know. I thought we'd get some new kit sponsors on the go. But yeah, we're going to have a bit of review of the season. See how our first season went in the Premier League and see how things are going to be looking going forward. So without further ado, let's get on with it. So, just starting out with the league table, as you can see, we finished 10th, which for our first season in the Premier League is more than creditable, I think. We had some really good performances, some pretty bad ones. We ended up with a plus goal difference, so for our first season in the Premier League, I couldn't really ask for much more than that. We didn't get outclassed too much. Won 14, drawn 10, lost 14. Not too bad. As you can see, the lost games, there wasn't really any really big defeats. 1-0 to Liverpool, Stoke, coupled from Burnley, but Man City was the only one that was a real thumping. That was 3-0 away, which is, you know, understandable at the end of the day, and had some really creditable results as well. Some of the key ones there. We had a 4-1 win against Southampton, 4-0 against Newcastle, 3-0 against Man United. We had some really good results over the season, but yeah, it's one that we can look back on. No top goal scorer, no top average ratings, kind of an unwanted top of the table thing for Eddie Knox there, with his 13 yellow cards. But first season in the Premier League, lowest wage budget. If we go into the team detailed, so wage budget right down at the bottom. You know, I think we've massively overachieved again. But yeah, other than that, it's been great. So on to the end of season awards, and as you can see, our starting 11 is pretty much our best 11, and that saw us through the majority of the games. For the first time in a long time, I don't think Dean Hughes has got the fans player of the season. Eddie Knox took that. He's had a good year, Eddie Knox. He got 7.32 over the season, which for, you know, an average fullback is really good. Played really well for us. He's still only 24. He's still got some years under the belt. Dean Hughes got goal of the season. Jordan Pickford was our big signing at the end of the transfer window. Literally the last day, I think it was. He came in, but he managed to, you conceded 37 in 31, kept 11 clean sheets, played really well, sign of the season. He's 32 now, so he is coming towards the end of his career. He's got another couple of years under him. But I'll be looking to bring in a young understudy to it for him soon. But yeah, sign of the season. Young player of the season, again, Eddie Knox, as you can see. Top average rating. Dean Hughes and Alan Hyland were our top goal scorers. Alan Hyland was a £7 million signing with 13 goals in 35 in the Premier League. Not bad. Dean Hughes, he got his 12 goals in 33. So, you know, not as prolific as he has been in the past, but certainly good. He's now got 114 goals from 244 apps for us. So he's just under a goal a game. He's chasing down that Stockport County goal scoring record though. That's looking good. Gylfi Sigurdsson got the most man of the match awards. He got the 12 assists. He's been fantastic for us. He is retiring though. I tried to talk him out of it. He's not having it. But for a swan song, 7.25. He's got 10 assists, 6 goals in 31 appearances. For a 36-year-old attacking midfielder, he's had a phenomenal season. I'd love to have him for one more season. He'd be a great rotation option and an awesome tutor as well. But yeah, I can't bring him round, unfortunately. So it's going to be his one and only season at Swansea. So yeah, the old Swansea ad still on. His one and only season at Stockport, unfortunately. But yeah, it's been a good season. So on to the preview for the new season. As you can see, we're still 1,000 to 1 to win the title, but we're no longer favourites to be going down. Our 10th place finish was really good, achieved more than we could ever have expected last year. So that's been really good, and it's been reflected in the odds. Obviously, the odds haven't reduced, but we're not favourites to go down anymore, which is quite nice. We've still got a couple of players in the key players for the season. As you can see, it's had 2 goalkeepers. Jordan Pickford still at the club. He's 32. And our new signing, Juan Pablo Bustamante, who is a fantastic signing, but we'll go through that in a minute. But yeah, so it's looking pretty good. The squad has had some ins and outs. Some nice new signings have come in. Some players who weren't getting game time or just weren't weren't playing well last year have gone out. So on to the fun stuff, the transfers. As I said before, as I alluded to, we have let some people go. We've brought in our biggest ever transfer haul of 23.5 million. Straight off the bat, Miles Kenlock left. He became our third choice left back. Now he's a solid left back, but he's 29 now, and I've got younger and better options. See, Knox was our player of the season last year, and one of our best prospects is coming through at left back and is rated the same as him, probably as good as him. So I thought I'd let him go. We got 2.3 million for him. Mark Scully, I was a bit saddened to let him go. We brought him back. He left us quite a few years ago for 3 million. We signed him for 5 million. He only played 5 games last year. Rangers came in with a 2.5 million bid for him. So we've let him go. He wasn't going to get any game time, in all honesty. He's gone to Rangers, along with David Henderson, who we picked up on a free. He played alright over his career with Stockport. He scored 18 goals in 65, which is alright, but he's hit his limit, I think. He's hit his peak, and he's just not going to cut it in the Premier League. Again, got 850k. We let a host of players go on a free. Aaron Hayden's finally left. He had his season in the Premier League. He never played a game. He came on and he had a cup game. He played okay, but he's left. He's gone to Sheffield on a free. Along with Aaron Pierre, Liam Harris, Fulton, Don Stanley, like some players here that have just left. Gavin Denise went on a free as well. I was shopping him around even, last year, because he didn't play a whole lot of games. Played 15 games, mostly off the bench. Didn't set the world alight. He was earning a decent wage. And, just kind of let him go. Derby County came in wanted to pay his full wage, basically. He only had 1 year left. So we let him leave. And with Danny Ward, our goalkeeper, who was our third choice, he was our backup goalkeeper last year. He was transfer listed by request. He would have been our third choice keeper this year. And I think he's just, he's too good to be a third choice. He's 33, so getting on. 600k for him was a pretty good deal. Jake Dempsey left on loan. Carl Flynn left on a free as well. The big bummer was Gylfi Sigurdsson. He's only had 1 year with us, but he was phenomenal for us last year. One of the big reasons why we did so well in the league. Set up a lot of goals, scored a lot of goals. Great signing. I tried to get him to sign a new contract. I even offered him a player coach role, but he rejected that, and he's just retired now. He's available as a coach, but his coaching stats aren't all that, so we're not going to be bringing him in, unfortunately. But yeah, it was nice. It was a nice little swan song, Gylfi. It was a pleasure as always. But our big out this year was Jack Van. Now this was on transfer deadline day. Reading came in with a really underpriced offer for him. I think he was valued at around 4.5 million at the end of the season. Now he played really well for us, and he's a really good defender. But he's 28. They came in with a 8.5 million bid, and I basically just kept negotiating up and up and up because I didn't want to sell him. So I was trying to get them to withdraw the offer. And it got to the point where they were offering over a period of 10 million up front or 11 million up front, and then the rest over 2 years, and there's an additional fees on there that could take it up to 20 million. For a 28-year-old, alright, decent Premier League defender, centre-back, but he's nothing more than that. He's solid. I thought, I can't really turn that down. So we brought him in, let him go, sorry. We brought in replacements for him. So there are outgoings. Incomings, we've had some really good signings. Well, I was trying to sign a young Argentinian striker who looked really good, but he had a minimum fee release of 4.5 million. To get him to sign for the club, with the hard Brexit rules and everything, we'd have had to spend 12.5 million to get him in. Now, I didn't want to, I just can't bring myself to spend 3 times as much as I need to. So we kind of put a pin in that. And Joe Kellett actually came available. Now, he was at us down in the Championship in our promotion season. Had a decent season, 7.18. Didn't score tons of goals. Got some decent assists, though. Had a decent season by all accounts, and I think he was only 18 and 19 at the time. He might even been 21. But Joe Kellett came up as I think he was being shipped about by his agent. Now his stats have really grown. He's 23 now. He's coming into his prime. He scored four goals in the 5 appearances in pre-season, but I really like this guy. Plenty of years ahead of him. Cost us a fair bit of money. He's our new record signing. But he's not on huge wages. He's certainly not the highest paid player at the club. And yeah, I'm hoping he'll do really well for us this year. Also brought in Pat Jones, young attacking midfielder from Burnley. We missed out on him a couple of years ago when he left Middlesbrough. But I don't think he'd have come down to the Championship for us. But I really like the look of this guy. Some of my coaches think he's got another half-star ability to go. So he might progress a little bit through the season. But he's had a good pre-season. I think he's going to be solid. He's basically the replacement for Gylfi. Hopefully he'll be half as good as him. We also brought in Christian Santoro from Dijon. Now a young Argentinian defender. Looks really solid. Good physicals, good mentals, good technicals. He's not great on the ball, not got a great first touch. But as a bruiser centre-half, he came in for 9.5 million. He's only earning 27 grand, so he's been a nice signing. Now this guy, Juan Pablo Bustamante, who I showed you before, I really like this guy. He had a minimum fee release clause of 13.5 million, and I just couldn't say no. Like, we've got a first choice keeper, we've got a good keeper, but at 22, he looks this good. If he improves at all, he's going to be world class. I think he's already, one up there with the best keepers in the league. So we're going to give him a year of bedding in, a little bit of rotation, get used to the team, get used to English football, whilst we've got Jordan Pickford. So Pickford will probably end up second choice by the end of the season. But for the money that we paid for him, he's phenomenal. We've also brought in Peter Schmeichel. I wish it was that Peter Schmeichel. It's a young centre-back. I initially just wanted to train him as a goalkeeper, but apparently you can't do that. If I had editor enabled, I would have just set him as a goalkeeper. But what are you going to do? So we brought him in on a free transfer, and this Reuven Connor as well from Ross County. Now he left United last year for 550k, and I think we missed out big time. Maybe he wouldn't have been interested in coming to us, so it wasn't coming up on my scout searches. But we've ended up paying 7 million for him. He's already, before the season's even kicked off, valued almost 10. Really like this guy. I'm training him to play a little bit deeper because his finishing and his pace isn't all that. But I'm thinking, got decent long shots, decent dribbling, first touch. His passing's all right. His vision's good. If we can really train his passing, he could be a really good attacking midfielder. So hopefully he's decent in the air as well. He's just a good, solid player, really good attacking player. Also can play up front, can cover in midfield as well if needs be. So he's looking like a good signing. Brought in Lewis Baker on a free, who's released by Burnley. He's had 3 seasons in the Premier League, playing pretty well. Now, I just wanted a little bit of depth in midfield, some backup options. He's probably not going to play all that often. But I think for on a free, on a 15k wage, he's a great backup option. David King has come in as a young goalkeeper. Didn't really pay much money for him. I just thought I'd bring him in because he looked decent. And again, another young option in goal. Now, to replace Jack Van, who went for 20 million, I found Josh Tingai. He was at Liverpool. He's been out on loan every season. I don't think he's actually played a game for Liverpool. Not a league game, anyway. But he's been out on loan every season. He spent the last 2 seasons on loan at Premier League sides. His stats are really good. Tackling, marking, heading. Now, he's not that great at jumping. He's only 5'11", but I'm planning on playing him as a cover centre-back. So hopefully that won't matter too much. But he's got really good mentals, good physicals, good technicals. He's only 22. We brought him in as a replacement. We basically paid half the money that we got for Jack Van for him. So he's going to solidify the defence a little bit, along with Santoro, just add a bit more defensive stability, a bit more depth. But that's our squad. We've still got Alan Hyland, still got Dean Hughes there. Obviously, still got Smith, Carl King. A lot of the players from last year who did really well. I think we've just built the squad up a bit more. So there we have it. After a good first season in the Premier League, we've got a bigger squad. We've got a stronger squad. I think a squad that can push maybe to try and get to European football. Maybe go one step further and not just get to semi-finals of cups. Get to finals, maybe win a cup. We're going to do our best to push on for that. Got a deeper squad that can offer more going forward. And we are just as solid, if not more solid, in defence. So hopefully, we'll have a good season this year. As always, if you'd like to see how the save goes, make sure you drop into the Twitch channel. It's just twitch.tv/VikingDan. You can see when I go live on my Twitter. You can also see on the Discord. It's generally Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday from 7 PM GMT. So make sure you drop in, check out the channel, say hi. It'd be great to see some of you in there. Let me know that you've come from YouTube. But yeah, make sure you give the Twitter a follow, join the Discord, join in the community. I'll hopefully see you there, and yeah, peace out. I'll see you again.